Just give me a sec. Load me up. Right, we should be all set and ready to go. Sorry about the little delay on my end. I literally just walked in from work and I saw the sniffles after 3 weeks of not being on. But I'm well enough to do this commentating not on solo this afternoon in down to F3 because I don't know what's happened to the main comms. But here we are, round 4 of this FRL season in F3. I don't know what has been going on in F3, to be honest, because I have been away from everything for the past 3 weeks or so. So I do apologise if I'm very, very slow on speed. But at least we're getting a stream of the race nonetheless, as we are getting ready for the first sprint race of the season, I believe. As we get a 10-second countdown on the clock, and it looks a little bit cloudy going into this first sprint race. I'm guessing it is the first sprint race. Correct me if I am wrong, and I am not wrong because it's the one-shot quali. As we're just going to stay on board with the Haas driver, Little Brookie. He's the first driver to go on board with. He's currently in third at the minute. Oh no! Oh, okay. So that he has a little bit of a moment, so he'll be at the back sadly. Paul's got balls retired, so he must have had a quali band. As we see, leading the way is Uri with Viper, followed by JB as well. So there's a 1-2 for Red Bull at this stands halfway through the lap, as we'll need to get all this going on. Everyone's on the soft tires. Obviously I am so rusty going into this. It's been a very long time for me, not prepared at all, especially I just literally walked in. But there we go, hopefully that's all sorted. Hopefully that will stay on the first sprint race. But Uri still leads, coming up to the final parts of Maggotts and Beckett, followed by JB and Scar. That's your top 3 for now, but Gamer is coming up to third. Scar's actually lost some time at the end of Beckett's, coming up to Stowe now, as Uri has dropped down to JB. JB now leads the way. Current F4 reigning world champion has moved up to F3, leading the way, and he gets pole 128.3, followed by Scar and Gamer. And Uri's lost time massively. He's down to P4. Not really matching that last sector, is he? But that is your quali done already. Feels like I'm on a high streak at the minute, just trying to catch up with everything that's going on. But that should your qualifying done already with JB, Scar, Gamer, and Uri. Pronouncing these names is going to be a challenge for me. I do apologise. But it's the Williams, followed by the Ferrari, followed by O'Stephen in the McLaren, followed by Mystic in the Ferrari, followed by Lewis in the Alpha, and On Fire in the Alpine, and that's your top 10. As we don't have a very massive grid on tonight, but I think that's just a course of Christmas and New Year coming up. Everyone's going to be fairly busy, hence why I'm down here in F3 tonight. But Nice and cloudy skies are all gone. Only a little bit of cloudy here and there, but it looks like all blue skies throughout this sprint race. Which I don't know what the sprint race is. I think it's probably 8-9 laps. I could be wrong massively. As someone is not hanging around at all. It's got 5 viewers watching. Thank you. I appreciate you're going to be still staying for this race. Fingers crossed you do stay, because this could be a mind blown over commentating for me just to try and catch up. As you can hear, I still got the sniffles, but I'm braving it on. Even though I haven't got anyone alongside me, which makes it more difficult for me, so thanks T-Hawk. But you're doing well in your commentating as we go on with the formation lap with JB leading the way, followed by Scar, who made up a lot of time in the middle sector despite having a very shocking exit the end of Beckett's. But we need to watch out for Uri, because he was pretty much purple in the first 2 sectors, so he could be a man to watch on race pace. But we have 16 cars out there on the track as we see a Ferrari going past. Oh dear, and we see an Aston Martin behind, which is Albert down 11th, and he spins again. Mistake out. I'm gonna pick here. I'm not gonna pronounce your name anymore. The Ferrari. I'm just gonna go the Ferrari driver who's spun twice now on the formation lap, which is kind of worrying. You need to get those tyres up to temperature quite gently. Take it easy. It's not a race. Not yet, anyway, because it's only the formation lap. As it is 9 laps. So, crikey, I was spot on with that. Never really did a sprint race around here, and I got that spot on. That's one good thing I take from this. As JB is building up a little bit of a gap, but now he's slowing the pace down to make sure everyone does not get any tyre life advantage. As Uri has spun, I believe, he made contact with Gamer. Right, okay, that's interesting. So they've collided, maybe surprised one another by JB slowing down. So there could be some words going on there. As JB comes towards towards the start finish line, followed by Scar very, very closely. See if there's going to be any donuts going towards the line, which doesn't look like there is. As the Williams had a very big setback there. I think I forgot where he was parking there, to be honest. As You're on Fire has been disqualified. As we see the Ferrari as very gingerly coming back into his spot. But now we have got a full grid now on the grid now, and we see watching JB as this lights out where we go at the sprint at the Grand Prix. So I'm a little bit, so I do really apologise, but JB leads the way, followed by Scarf, and the Williams has got past the Gamer. Oh, Stephen, this is shocking at camera angle, but we see, there's contact behind with Uri and the Aston Martin of Albert. Trying to keep it clean as we see the Aston Martin of Albert actually spins. So he must have picked up damage from the Red Bull there, as Lewis has spun it as well. So there could be a little bit of little discussions in the pits after the race. Luckily it's only the sprint race, so not big heavy points are awarded. But look at O'Steven up into P3 now. Started 5th, I believe, and managed to get through the carnage. So well done, as Gamer is trying to bully his way through the Williams driver. And On Fire is trying to... he bushed him. I'm not really here to point fingers, but that looks like the Williams' fault. That it looks like he just barged him out of the way. Not the Williams' fault, sorry, the AlphaTauri driver. It looks like he just bullied the Williams out of the way. As we see, nearly 5 cars coming into Musto. As we see, there's so many carnage going on behind. As you see, the Ferrari's coming together, not for the first time in real life, of course. Luckily, there's no damage to the front wing of his Ferrari, so hopefully he can continue. But that was a very messy first lap, as it's still going on between the Red Bull drivers now, with Viper and Uri. And down the inside comes the Ferrari of Mr. I'm just going to call you Mr. It looks like Mr. to me. But luckily you managed to stay out of the way and keep it out on the track, but thankfully it looks like people are calming down a little bit. Obviously on fires in the pits with a collision with the Williams driver down to maggots. So he looks like he's going to have a long race ahead of him, especially tomorrow. Hopefully he can keep his nose out of trouble. Well, for one lap drama, it's literally settling down already. As you see, a 3-second penalty going out already to Mustaine. As we see, oh, it looks like a little spin, and there was, and it's Uri. The man was on form in the one-shot qualifying and he's having a nightmare start. Hopefully he can keep his head and just keep it together and fight it in the points. As you see, more spins going on. It's the Aston Martin of Albert again. No one's really sticking to the road at the minute. Tyres are really cold. As he's getting under pressure now by Lewis. It's a little bit laggy on my end though. Hopefully it's not going to put Lewis off too badly. As you see, Viper is slowly closing on to Mr. in the Ferrari. I do apologise if the stream is so bad, I really do apologise, but I am trying my best. It comes to Alpine though, putting pressure on the Williams of Your Idea. I'm going to go around the outside of the old Stowe corner. Using overtake available, and I think he might get the job done. Keep it clean, boys. Keep it clean. Thankfully, we didn't have a Hamilton Verstappen moment there, but this battle doesn't look like it's finished just yet. As we see Mr. close up to these two quite rapidly, actually. So he's found some racing form. As Little Brookie is trying to put pressure on Gamer. But JB and Scar are battling up for first place, so this could be a very interesting battle. Hopefully O'Stephen can stay in touch with these guys. Who knows? He might come out top of these two squabble on. But remember, this is only the sprint race before the actual race itself. And we're already halfway through it. Give or take, pretty much. But it's nice and tidy up front, which is always nice to see. As you see, Mr. is trying to put pressure on Your Idea as yellow flags in sector 1, and it's an Aston Martin. It looks like Albert, and he's hit the wall. And he's retired out on track, which I don't think is allowed, my friend. I think you could get a penalty one on your licence for that. So yeah, just think in the future, if you're going to retire, please do it in the pits, as there's still yellow flags in sector 1. Everywhere else is racing, and now it's clear. This guy's keeping JB honest here. As Viper gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. And here comes the Ferrari and Mr. Go for Your Idea. Nice and clean, but he's run out of battery though, and Williams is going to compromise that. Down the inside though, risky. And he actually made the move done, as Little Brookie has set the fastest lap with 1:30.2. Slowly closing at O'Stephen. The gap between them two is 1.5 seconds. And it's the same with O'Stephen and Scar. More battery with Fiona Stephen though, so he can actually probably defend near the end of this race. As Mister is still putting pressure on Your Idea. But he's got Viper behind for company though. Hopefully he's away, he's got a 3-second penalty, so he doesn't have to worry about that too much. Whereas Lewis is nearly hitting the back of the other Ferrari. And it looks like he's going to go for the move here. Need to watch out for Uri behind as well. He might capitalise on what's going on. Oh, and he's timed out so wrong. Lewis has lost his front when he tried to do the undercut on the Ferrari. Timed that so badly, and they've collided, and Uri has just collided with him as well, which is not really his fault at all. Just wrong place, wrong time for him. As Albert has left the session, frustration, I believe. Yellow flags in. Oh, what's happened to him? He's lost the back end, and there is a safety car. Well, that's probably helped save Lewis, Uri, and everyone else at the back's race, since they had a terrible first few laps. But looks like Mister's just lost the back end really, put the power down too early, and he went from a very good position. He was actually fighting for 7th after a terrible start, I believe, so unfortunate for him. He'll be starting in 15th place, and it looks like it's going to be last place at this minute if Albert does not join back. But we're going to have a little tasty, even though this is a bit of a sprint race, a bit of a tasty battle for first place here. Even though I'm pretty sure Gamer has just caught up to these guys as well. So it could be between the top 5 here. Both Asses, both McLarens. You like to see two teams just battling for the wins, see if there's any mind games going on, and see if teammates can actually work together. And at the moment for both teams it's working pretty well. And obviously you got Gamer just pretty much doing a solo run at the minute for his team, as little Brookie gets a 5-second penalty for speeding. I don't know why you were speeding, mate. You were in a good position. He must have known something that we don't. He must have picked up damage or something. I mean, why would he go into the pits? Let's just have a look. No, it's just a normal standard pit stop. So, yeah, very questionable about that. He's just losing a lot of positions now. And now he's carrying the 5-second penalty to his name. So that's not really ideal. So now JB is kind of vulnerable to the McLarens behind now, plus Gamer as well. Hopefully these guys can actually keep it clean beyond the safety car. As the safety car will probably be in this lap. There's normally 2 laps of racing near the end, but that is, of course, that was on last year's game. Don't really know if the safety car has been updated, but we will find out in the next few seconds. His last place man is still not even catched up. He's only just crossed the finishing line. So this could be, yeah, the finishing orders for these two at least. A safety car does come in, so JB takes the safety car pace. I do apologise, but now we wait. Let's see if he's got those tyres up to temperature. Little Brookie has finally caught up, but with the 5-second penalty to his name, that's going to be a very tall order. Paul's got balls, is up there in P8. That's a good result for him. From last on the grid. But let's see he can keep it clean. Let's see he keeps a cool head. With 2 laps to go, looks like JB is on his way. And here's what a brilliant start, followed by Scar and O'Steve, the 2 McLarens, and Gamer as well. And it looks like the Alpines and Your Idea has gone with them as well. And it looks like he's going to make a move here, surprising Gamer. A little bit of contact, but they still keep in the right direction. Your Idea is there waiting to pounce. As yellow flags behind, and that is, yeah, it could be Your Eyes who's spun in the Red Bull. No, it's not. It's the other Williams driver. As JV still leads the way, followed by Scar and O'Steven, as the Alpine gets past Gamer now. Using the overtake to his advantage, and here comes the Williams of Your Idea. He's going to keep it down the inside. No, he's not. He's going to wait. Your Idea needs to keep it in the track limit zone. Hopefully, Gamer will get penalty to give him a fighting chance. But Gamer just needs to keep his cool, and maybe a podium could be his, but it looks like the top 3 are very clean at the minute. O'Steven's holding on to his first podium probably of the season, I hope. If it is, I'm glad to commentate on it. But he's getting under pressure by the Alpine, even though he's carrying the penalty, so I think O'Steven will not be fussed too much. I think he'll be keeping an eye on Gamer though. But we're heading into the last lap now, as Your Idea set the fastest lap so far, only just though by a few thousandths of a second. As O'Steven still holds his nerve from the Alpine driver, as he gets a little bit of tank slapper that could hold O'Steven in position for the podium, which he does. Bear in mind there's no DRS either, because the safety car has been out, so this is just pure straight line speed for the drivers. Your Idea is just trying to catch up, but it's not going to be enough, probably for one position. This little Brookie goes past, but he is carrying a 5-second penalty, remember. So maybe he's going to try and stick for that fastest lap. But it looks like JB might hang on for the first sprint race of the season. Scar with a fantastic pressure on him, just owning the sprint race alone. Can't wait for the race that's coming up. But JB is your winner for the sprint race of the GB Grand Prix, followed by Scar and followed by O'Steven and McLaren 2-3. What a result for the sprint race. Your Eye has just set the fastest lap with a 1:29.6, over half a second quicker, so he's clearly got some pace in him. Followed by Your Idea, as Little Brookie finishes 11th in the end, which I think he lost. He must have spun or something. Even though he had the penalty, I don't think he would have finished 11th, especially where he is on the mini map. So he must have spun out on the last corner up to Stowe, which is unfortunate for him. But Paul's got balls. Finishes in 10th, not bad from last place. And that is it for your sprint race of the Great British Grand Prix. And we have the actual race coming up in just a sec. And there's your driver of the day. Be right back. I'm just going to get a quick drink, so I'll be here when we start the race. And by the way, Justin, if you are watching, hello, my man. As you can tell, I'm very alive to do this commentating. But I appreciate you watching and tuning in, so thank you very much. As I'm drinking my Dr. Pepper, just to keep me stirred, you know what I'm saying? Oh god, the sniffle doesn't help, does it? As we have 20 seconds towards the actual race, as we can see, we actually have a bit of cloud in the sky, so we could have some very mixed conditions here, which is very good to see from our point of view, but maybe not from the drivers. But we have to just wait and see by that, as the clock has now hit 0. And here we go for the formation lap for the actual race, with 26 laps ahead of us, with JB leading the way once again, followed by Scott and Stephen, who is in third now. Would he actually hold on for the rest of the race in third? We'll just have to wait and see. I know there's so many Stephen fans in FRL, and we're all winning him on. Just give me a second, guys. So I had a big cough coming out. I didn't need to be on stream. But yeah, that's your top 3, followed by Gamer and the Alpine, who had a very solid sprint race. I think Gamer had a little bit of a setback on the start, but managed to work his way up through penalties as well. Uri, will he actually keep a cool head in the actual race, hopefully? And hopefully people will just keep it together. Just the formation lap at least is your idea, is getting very close to him. Let's get the tyres and everything else on. And there we have it, as the Alpine is actually on hards. That's very interesting. Unless there is going to be some wet weather stuff going on near the end of the race. But even so, he's probably going to be a sitting duck for probably the next 10 laps on these sides, especially when it's a very cold, foggy day by the looks of it. So it's going to be a nice block for most of the drivers, as we see people DQ already on the formation lap. I think that's going to go to show of what the Grand Prix is going to be like. As you see, Albert is going through a lot of people. Not sure why, since he's not supposed to be there. But as we see, JB slotting him perfectly, followed by Scott and Stephen. Not big. Okay. Stephen not quite. I think he's not used to being up that position. As we see a little bit of AlphaTauri out position, but here we go. 5 red lights going on for the British Grand Prix. 26 laps ahead, and it's lights off, and away we go for the British Grand Prix. JB still holds the lead, very comfortably, followed by Scott and Stephen. Shocking camera angle, you can't see anything, as it looks like Uri has jumped Gamer. Gamer has a very terrible start, but looks like everyone's keeping on the road so far. Oh no, I've jinxed it yet again, and it looks like your idea. Is it? No, I think it was both of them. Yeah, no, sorry, it was your idea. Your idea just spun it on exit. I do apologise for commentator's curse, solo, that's never really happened. But JB is putting away already, almost a second, just in the couple corners of this Grand Prix. But Scar's not having any of it. It looks like he wants to try and come back just to stay in that DRS zone. But Stephen is on the sauce, so he should be able to stay with Scar. Hopefully to carry on as long as he can. A little bit of contact between the Alpine and the Haas of Little Brook. Little Brook has actually lost position to Uri, and he looks like he's going to go around the outside of the Alpine driver, who's pretty sure he's always on hard tyres. As we see, Gamer has lost it, And he is plumb last, and he looks like he made contact with Viper by the looks of it. As Lewis is now up into 8th. A little bit of trouble on the traction. But now, out of nowhere, it looks like Little Brook has gone into 4th. So I don't know what's happened to him. He must have done a little bit of a Hamilton in the last 2 corners. And now he's slowly putting away with them as well, with Alpine slotting just behind him on the hards. So he could work in Little Brookie's favour. But it looks like the Red Bulls are hungry to get past the hard runner. This is not what they wanted. As Lewis looks like he's defending from looks like there wasn't much room there from Ayrton there. So, and Lewis is that surely is a safety car. In real life that would have been a red flag. But yeah, it looks like he just got on the power too much with dirty tyres and he just lost the back end. But it looked like Ayrton did not leave any room for him on exit. Looks like it's only a virtual safety car though. We don't see a safety car out on track. But we'll see. Does anyone go into the pits? I don't think they will. Even though Stephen, who is on the hard, soft, sorry. As Ayrton is lacking just a little bit. As you see, a very big lap time interval game which has fixed itself. But yeah, it looks like a virtual safety car, followed by Gamer on the rear of the train. You probably wish for a safety car, to be honest, just to make up some time, but it doesn't look like the field is spread out too massively, so he should manage to get back up to the grid as we go green flag racing now. No one jumped the start, which is very good to see. As JB hits that overtake pattern to pull away. Over a second now he's got to Scar. And I think Scar has tried to get that back. As we see yellow flags in sector 2. Is anyone spun? We do not, but we do see Albert. I'm guessing, yeah, that's Albert's ghost car, which should not be there. I just remembered he did leave the session. Now you would think probably if Scar can't get to that 1 second back to JB, he'd probably have to let OCM through. As we see yellow flags in sector 3, who spun, and it looks like Little Brookie. He must have lost the back end himself as well, which is unfortunate. It looks like he's able to continue. So hopefully there'll be a safety car coming out later just for his benefit. Yellow flags in sector 1. And it's Little Brookie again. Tyres are screaming in pain now. You probably have to come in the pits to change those tyres. Even it probably is going to take probably a lap just to get him back into normal racing conditions. Which is a shame really, because he was doing so well in the sprints before he made that pit stop, and I think it's just gone downhill for him unfortunately. So he's going to have to hope for a safety car at this rate. As we see Scar back in the 1 second window of JB, who set the fastest middle sector, so he could put pressure on JB here with a fastest lap of course. Hunting down the champion of F4 as the Ferraris and AlphaTauri is coming together. And Ayrton has has paid dividends for the incident. To be fair, it looked like the Ferrari just shoved him off the road, which is not really racing sportsmanship. You should always give the space when necessary. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough there, unless Arno did not take getting shoved wide kindly. So yeah, that's a shame. As little Brookie has retired in the pits, he's had enough after the spins. I was hopefully he would actually carry on, but I can understand the frustration. So now he's got to watch his teammate watch on from the pits. Still hanging on very, very well. Yellow flags in 1 and 2. And despite Albert not really racing, it looks like Paul is actually just getting some DRS from him just to put him along, or is he? I'm not really too sure what's going on, but you know, racing's racing, I guess. At least he's racing somebody. As we see position change for P8. As your idea has just spun in the last part of the lap. I don't know if he corrected his car or he just got squeezed by the Mister from the Ferrari. He is lagging a lot though on my screen. I know he's got dirt on his tyres. I see the Alpine now has lost it now on hard tyres, which is not what he wanted, especially at this part of the stage. As Paul's got a 3-second penalty as he retires, and that is a safety car. So I'm guessing he hit literally the apex of the last corner and hit it in the pit wall. That's what I'm guessing. Excuse me. But I mean, that's kind of helped the Alpine drivers race, but it's massively probably helps Stephen as well, or has it? Because we know the soft tyres on this game alone doesn't last that particularly long, no matter how careful you are with the tyres. So he might be pitting for hards, or everyone will be pitting for hards, because you never know when a safety car might come out. Especially this is the longest pit stops going, as JB pits, as Scar stays out, but Stephen follows JB suit. I'm guessing it could be for the hard tyres and everyone's going to go for the one stop here. Because like I said, this is the longest pit stop, longest pit lane on the game. Probably one of the slowest as well. But Scar leads the way for now, followed by Uri. JB is just coming into pit stops now, putting the hard tyres on. And he's not gone yet, and now he is. A little bit of a connection lag from my end. But Stephen's gone for the mediums. That could work. I mean, I don't really know myself, but less than 20 laps to go. Plus you got 2 laps underneath the safety car. So you're looking at about 17 laps on the medium. So yeah, it could work, as long as he doesn't fight too much and actually plays his cards well. He might have a very good shot of a good podium here, as long as he doesn't get into any trouble. Is your idea? Both Williams has got penalties. So we got quite a mix up of grid here. Obviously you got the top 5 have not pitted, so they're expecting another safety car. Well, they're hoping so anyway. Followed by the current race leader of JB, who's on the fresh set of hards. But we even got the second place man who's made through the pits, O'Stephen, who's on a set of mediums, followed by Viper on hards, and the Ferrari on hards also. So pretty much O'Stephen has took this only opportunity to go on mediums. So he could be a one to watch it, but like I said, he's got so many cars ahead of him that has not pitted, and hopefully he can stay out of trouble, as that man right in front of him, which is JB, he's the current race leader as it stands, because obviously the top 5 has to pit, and O'Stephen knows he is the main target at this stage. But it's quite interesting of what Scar's plan is, because he was putting pressure on JB massively here, so I'm very quite surprised he never took the opportunity to pit, since he had a very good chance of getting P1. But unless he's thinking there is going to be another safety car, and he might put on some softs on for the rest of this race. But if there's going to be another safety car, probably, let's say in 5 laps time, he will probably have to put the hards on, because I don't think the softs will make it. Let's say if there was another safety car 5 laps to go. So yeah, I'm very concerned why not just Scar but the top 5 didn't pit in general. So I think they are committed to a medium soft, as we see the Ferrari of okay, there's something gone on behind the safety car. It looks like the Ferrari's hit the pit wall. These two has probably collided with them. That's a 5-second penalty for this Williams driver. I only care to know why. Yellow sector 2, I don't believe that's everyone just slowing down. Oh, excuse me. But now Scar leads the way for this restart with 17 laps to go. And hopefully he's got a very good restart ahead of him. We know he can, and we know he can win races, but he's got Uri in that powerful Red Bull right behind him, and he looks like he is gone now. Now he has. As we see spin in this gamer. Lost it on the power. One of the guys that has not even pitted as well. That's even more heartbreak for him. And the other Williams driver, he's just cutting the grass at this point. He's pitting for hards. Tyres are really, really cold. Your idea has got a 5-second penalty as his teammate takes a spin in turn 1. So this could be his race done for him, unless there will be another safety car, as there could easily be. But Scar and Uri are slowly pulling away now from Mister. But he's getting hunted out by the Alpine, who is still on those hards from the start of the race. And JB's just lurking in the background, followed by O'Stephen as well. And Viper, as we see, change in the background with the Ghost and Albert. And Ayrton going off track to try and cede position by the looks of it. Oh God, excuse me. As we see the Williams spinning again, where Verstappen and Hamilton made the big collision in 21. I think he's going to try and just get to the pits and call it a day. We'll never know. But Scar leads the way, followed by Uri, though very, very close between these two. JB has not really made much inroads in the top 4 yet. But Uri is putting all the pressure on Scar at the minute, which Scar doesn't need right now. As Uri gets past it. Oh, and here comes Ayrton and what's happened here? Uri and Ayrton has just come collided, and he's lost the path of his front wing as well. He's literally wagging his steering wheel in frustration, and he just goes off the track. I don't know if that needs to be looked at. That could be on purpose, or I'm not too sure. But that looks like pure frustration, as there is another safety car. So that could be very well looked at, as that could be a deliberate retirement out on track. But I tell you what, Ayrton's been a bit of let's just say a little bit of a bad boy at this mate, because he's been a lot of incidents so far. As Scar and Uri comes in, obviously the gamble has not paid off. Same with the Alpine driver, who is on the hards, who will probably go on the mediums, so this could be a very good pit stop for him. But now we see JB and O'Stephen moved up to P2, followed by Viper, first time in the top 3 this afternoon. Seems like a very good driver as well. And we see Ayrton up in P4, followed by the Pit Boys, which Scar leads the way, and he has to put on hards. Clearly he hasn't got really much of an option, so... But yeah, I do think that incident will be looked at. Lap 10, I believe as well, so make sure I have a note on that, because that could have just messed up this whole race in general, just because of that silly retirement. And I'm calling it a silly retirement because he should have just retired in the pits. Even doesn't matter how frustrating it is. There's no point in putting everyone else in that kerfuffle, really. So yeah, onwards and upwards. Scar presumes in P5, followed by Uri in P6. Hopefully these guys can actually put their tyres up to temperature quickly than their rivals could have in the first manual pit stops. And this could actually once again easily help O'Stephen as well with the safety car nonsense, because he's been like this could be 4 or 5 laps in total behind the safety car, and we'll probably be back racing on lap 13, so we have 13 laps to go. So yeah, this could be doable for him. He could easily hold on to the podium, maybe before a race win, who never knows, as Albert has got a was it a 3-second penalty or 5-second? Either way, he is a ghost, so I don't know why he's getting a penalty. He should be behaving himself, really. Oh boy. But it's nice to see Gamer is still in the mix despite having the little setbacks. Okay. So I'm trying not to laugh. Jesse says Uri for the win. Yep, it's doable. I mean, we've got 10 drivers left now, so anyone in the top 10 can win. So he could definitely win it from here. That's only if he can keep his temperatures up to temperature. And if you were watching the stream beforehand with the sprint race, he didn't really have a very good one, so yeah, he could easily win it. I mean, he was putting the pressure on the Scar massively, but now they're on new tyres. Hopefully he can get those tyres up to temperature and just keep on the road for the next couple of laps. Sorry, I was trying to eat my dinner. Do apologise. As the safety car comes in, 13 laps to go with JB leading the way on hard tyres, followed by O'Stephen on the mediums, then Viper on the hards also. That's your top three. Will it stay that way? So O'Stephen is lingering, watching for that has to go. Don't want to stay still too much, O'Stephen. Don't want those tyres to get too cold. And JB looks like he's off. Very, very good restart. Side by side action with the Alpine and Ferrari. It's going to go down the turn one. Oh, keep it clean, boys. Super dive bomb from the Alpine on those medium tyres, making worth of what they can do. Good move from him. Good racing from them too. I still respect. Hopefully Gamer can actually follow him through. Let's just see, Viper is putting pressure on O'Stephen now. O'Stephen doesn't look like he's got those tyres up to temperature just yet. But Ayrton's still holding on fourth. Scars just hanging on ahead of Uri. But look at that Alpine, it's just already on the back of that Red Bull. Here we go, Magnus Beckers. He's not going to attempt to make a move as he knows, and as Ayrton is getting a 3-second penalty for his troubles. As Uri hits the grass a little bit, but he knows he's getting under pressure now. For the Alpine, here we go now. Beautiful move. Nice clean move as well. Good awareness from the Red Bull driver. I think he knows he hasn't got the pace to fight him at this stage, as the Alpine is clearly faster, as the AlphaTauri has lost the back end and let Scar through down to P5. Let's go on board with Uri here. He's probably going to have a good view of anything going on as Ayrton has hit the curb. Managed to keep the car under control, and thankfully he managed to keep position. This is the last lap before the DRS zone, as the Alpine is making a move. Not really sure what corner of this is, but he's going round the outside. As Ayrton is not having any of it, but he has to give it up. But it looks like Ayrton is going to attack again. But it looks like he has to bail out of that. But he's exceeding track limits of just trying to stay with him. He's all over the place. It could be my connection to him, but even so, very questionable driving, as Uri is putting the pressure on the AlphaTauri now. As Uri gets the move done, but he's going to come back on him as well. He's going to make a move, which he does. He gets the space. Give me a second. Oh jeez, sorry. So I think we did see O'Stephen. Fuck it. So, oh crap, can't say that, can I? Apologise for that. Just came out of nowhere, but it looks like O'Stephen did set the fastest lap there, which I'm sorry to miss, O'Stephen. I can't help by sneezing. But if that you did get fastest lap, go on, you can get him. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but I am trying my best and trying to hold on. As speaking of holding on, looks like Viper is just hanging on to O'Stephen. He has used a lot of battery though compared to O'Stephen. 68 battery to his 17. But it looks like O'Stephen is losing a time in Magnus and Beckett. I think it's because of the he's getting from JV. It's a nice little calm racing up front. as you see Ayrton going backwards. It's like driving a rally car when I watch Ayrton. It really is. It's the first time I believe I'm watching him. As Star gets the fastest lap now out of the top 4. So he did hit the grass though on the turn 2 there, so he had to lift off just to keep it on the track slightly. But we're going to have a very good battle here between the top 4 with 10 laps to go, and he's in DRS zone from a Viper, and they're all pretty good on Barry apart from Viper, so he needs to think carefully here. As Uri, something's happened to him. I think he probably lost it out of turn 4, I believe it is. This game is trying to get past the Ferrari, who's trying to get past of Ayrton, who is very all over the place. This game went a little bit too eager to get right at the back of the Ferrari, and it's compromised him now, and it looks like it's probably helped him to make a move on Ayrton, which it has. It looks like Ayrton might try and get that position back around the outside. Keep it clean, boys. Which it does. Good move here. Oh, as Ayrton lags off the track slightly. I'm guessing that is lag. And now we're back at the top 4 now. We have one McLaren giving pressure. Actually, yeah, we have both McLarens giving pressure. Sorry, but it looks like Scar's just hanging on with the battery usage. The same with O'Stephen. He's still hanging on very nicely, half a second to JB. But will he have enough tyre life to still put pressure on him and maybe make a move in the dire laps of this Grand Prix? Bear in mind, we still don't even know if there could be some rain near the end, which is a very good point, because it has been cloudy all around. As another 3 seconds to Senna, as this is a race just to forget for him, as he goes off track, and now he's probably going to be even more compromised to Gamer, who's got no battery left to his name either. As Uri is slowly catching up back to these two. This Gamer gets past Ayrton. So Ayrton's down to 8th, Gamer's up to 7th. Hopefully he can chase back up to Ferrari, who he was battling with. As Viper now is not in DRS zone anymore. So he could be quite stuck or in trouble in the next 2 laps. There and say O'Stephen is only just hanging on to DRS to JB. Whether or not he knows that, well, we've got yellow flags and it looks like Ferrari, and he looks like he's spun on the old back straight. Now he's down to 9th. Battling with Uri once again for P8. But they're both catching Ayrton very quickly. Now O'Stephen's really picked up the pace here, after just being a second away only a half a lap ago. So I think he's just letting him know that he's still here, and not, unless he was just letting his front tyres cooled. But we haven't got a lot of lot of laps left. And obviously, hopefully, those mediums will hang on as Scar goes wide at the background there. Hopefully, he does get a track limit warning for that. He might have done. But Viper is just there, ever so slightly. Same thing for Scar for him. So, I'm not gonna lie, any of the top 4 can win this. It is very looking like a 4-car race here. And Viper gets a 3-second penalty, so that's gonna hurt him. Now he really does need to push O'Stephen now, just so he might get a penalty. Because right now he's not on a podium. And now O'Stephen, all of a sudden, he's lost a second to JB. And now he's back in only. He's on the ragged edge on these tyres. Because remember, he's on mediums. They're probably going to be out of his best any time now, and the hards will take over. And he is surrounded by hards. But Viper knows the pressure's pretty much off now, so he can put pressure on everyone else around him. But he's got no battery usage to his name. He's only got 5% battery. So that's something to be trying to get consistent about. As he still puts the pressure on O'Stephen beautifully. As Scar is still in DRS's range also. And O'Stephen is still hanging on. He's still hanging on for that second place on track at least. Still yet that if he's got to get a penalty or not, as we see commotions near the back of the field. Despite the little spins here and there, the field is still pretty much very close together. As Senna is pretty much last place with 9 cars. Still in the running, as Albert doesn't count because obviously he's just a ghost car. Let's look at the top 4 here. It reminds me of a weird fact. It reminds me of Turkey back in 2010. Obviously you got 2 McLarens and 1 Red Bull. If JB was in a Red Bull, this would be a very familiar sight all those years ago. You can clearly tell how old I am by just saying 2010. But it's nice to see a little nice fight between not just one, not 2, but a couple of drivers. Not just for the podium, but for the win. Also, it's a shame Viper has got a penalty to his name. But he should be very proud of his performance. And it looks like he's only going to lose 1 position if it stands right now. As we see Scar's on board, seeing the 3 cars right ahead of him. They're all in range. Pretty much all in striking distance. The Scar's got the most battery usage out of anyone in the top 4, followed by JB, then O'Stephen and Viper. O'Stephen is really feeling the pressure now. As the yellow flags in the first sector, looks like the Ferrari once again He's going through his daily spin. Pretty much Felipe Massa back in 2008. No, 28 just yet. But yeah, familiar sights right there. Hopefully you're not a Felipe fan. I'm sorry. Well, I hope you recover very well. Maybe another safety car will come in your way. As Viper is really on the back of O'Stephen now. I think O'Stephen's tyres will be going, as he still hangs on for DRS, but only just. This could be his last chance of surviving for this P2. As he closes DRS zone slightly there, O'Stephen. He still gets under pressure though. But he doesn't make the dive bomb. Viper, very good awareness from him. But I believe he's putting all the tricks out of the book now, Viper, on O'Stephen, and it is working. But somehow O'Stephen is still hanging on to that DRS. I think he's fighting for P2 more than anything. Out of the pressure that Viper's given is just amazing. Especially on the old tyres as well. But he's pretty much equal battery usage to Viper. Unless, is he fighting for the P2, or is he fighting just to help Scar in a way to secure a podium for both drivers? We have yet to see, but this is phenomenal. As now JB has got a little bit of breathing room, he's managed to save a little bit more battery for defence later. Only 3 laps to go. It's the Ferrari and the Alpine fights. The AlphaTauri fights for the wooden spoon. She gets DRS down into Stowe. And he gets the move done. Lovely. So Oasis the fastest lap with a 30.8. Oh, and there's commotions at the back of the field. As it looks like Ayrton had to give the position back, I believe. Very unusual why he gave the position back in turn 1. I'm guessing it was just for legal reasons. But now look at that, JB has got that 1 second he needs. And I don't think O'Stephen's got anything to answer really. And he's just holding on for this P2. And I do think it could be a little bit of a sitting duck here. DRS for Viper and overtake available. It's going to go around the outside of Stephen. Is there going to be clean contact? No, Stephen spins. And I think he made contact with Scar as well. I think both McLarens collided with Viper's little collision with O'Stephen. O'Stephen's down to 5th. Viper's in 2nd, followed by Scar. But what drama we have with the last few laps to go. Could Viper leave more room? Could O'Stephen be less greedy on the brakes? Who was ahead? Who knows? All we do know is Viper's in 2nd and O'Stephen's down in 5th. With possibly the McLarens collided in that as well. And O'Stephen gets overtaken by Uri now. And now he's getting under pressure by Gamer. So these two still battle out for the wooden spoon. Wow, I'm lost for words there. I don't know if it, even if it was a racing incident, it started off with them two just banging wheels. But even so, just the slightest of contact could just put a car in the wall, and it pretty much has for O'Stephen. As now he's lost another place to Gamer, but now he's just a switchback. He's just holding on for 6th place now, heading into the last lap. With pressure from Gamer from every angle possible. But nothing can put the pressure on JB at all this race. Looks like he's going to be heading for victory, followed by Viper, who will hang on to P2 on the podium. But there could be some words after the race, I guarantee you. But followed by Scar, who will hold on for 3rd place, which is a very terrific result for him. Probably would have finished 3rd either way. What happened to the Viper and O'Stephen. So I think this is a fantastic drive for him. Not really sure who's going to be my driver of the day, to be honest, because there's been carnage throughout. I would like to give it to O'Stephen, but that could be quite biased, and besides, I don't know what F2's been like this year. But he's had a fantastic race, but no one can beat this man, JB, from start to finish, and the sprint race as well. No one can touch him. JB wins the GB Grand Prix for Haas from start to finish. Absolutely untouchable today. Well done, JB, you deserve it. Followed by Viper and Scar, that completes the top 3. That could be words later on. Uri, out of nowhere, takes P4, followed by Gamer, P5, and then O'Stephen, which is down in P6. And the Alpine there finishing 7th with a quiet race in the end, to be honest. Mr. gets a fast lap by the game, but I can't lie, it's a very tough one. Even with the contact between Viper and O'Stephen, they still deserve a very high standard. Obviously, we have to see what the stewards say, because there's no doubt that will be reported. But I'm probably going to have to give it to JB from start to finish. Even getting pressured from behind is just a phenomenal race and the sprint race as well. Getting under pressure by that, just fantastic. So yeah, even though it's a start to finish from JB straightforward, I still have to give it to him by all the pressure he had on his shoulders. So JB is my driver of the day. And there you go. And that's your result for the British Grand Prix, with Scar now in P2. Viper might have had a few more. Oh no, I think it's results for the sprint race. Hold on, just give me a sec. So there you go, JB, Viper, Scar, Uri, Gamer, O'Stephen, the Alpine driver, Mr. for the Ferrari, Ayrton for the AlphaTauri, and Albert for Aston Martin, who never drove in the actual race. And that's it. I don't know if there will be any interviews for the top 3. As you see in the chats going off. As straight away there is discussions between 2 certain drivers that we have seen. as I don't think there is any interviews. So I think that's it for today, and I think that's it for FRL for Christmas and New Year. So yeah, so I do apologise, it's not been the smoothest of streams, especially me coughing away and solo and not knowing what F3's been at all this season, so I do apologise, but at least I'm here, at least I'm doing it, and at least I'm giving you a stream for the channel. So thank you very much for just sticking by that, and just thank you for a very good race, and to any of you that's watching, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and hopefully we'll drive better and stronger in the new year on. But until then, that's your race, that's FRL for this year, and we will see you next year. So that's goodbye from me, and we'll see you next time.